I'm going to use Pro Wrap because he's hairy. If you cannot use Pro Wrap, that's more ideal, okay? It's more sticky when you're not using Pro Wrap. I don't usually start the Pro Wrap here, but we're just doing this to hold these on.
Those little pads are called heel and lace pads. That's generally right at the crease of the ankle and over the Achilles tendon are high friction spots on it.
Yeah.
And so we'll put a little bit of Vaseline or skin lube generally, like this is just for demonstration purposes, on the back of those heel and lace pads, those little squares. And then if you're going to use Pro Wrap, you'd Pro Wrap over top of them, or you just apply the tape directly on, right? The skin lube or Vaseline that you would put under the heel and lace pads will actually cause it to stick to the skin, so it'll stay on more easily for you.
So you want to put those where the shoe will dig in. So like where the laces will dig in here, or where the edge of the shoe will dig in the back. Okay, so they're not getting blisters there. It also helps like if your tape job is giving them tape cuts, you can cover it up with those as well, right? So Pro Wrap, you're just putting on, always when you put on Pro Wrap, have a little bit of tension, but not too much. When you get too much, that's when it starts to roll, okay, on itself. And you just need one layer, basically, of Pro Wrap, okay? Don't do like a million layers, because then the tape job gets slippery as well, okay? When you're laying down your anchors, you want to have them a little bit above the Pro Wrap so that it's not moving around, okay? Usually I'll start ankle tape jobs where the calf gets skinny. Does everybody see that? Yeah? So like you see his big part of his calf here, where it starts to get skinny, that's where you're laying down the tape. As Scott said, he's bigger up here, right? So we're going to angle the tape up that way. And then that way, when you come around, it'll meet on itself, okay? So you want to have enough tension that you're not getting wrinkles, but especially on the anchors, you don't want to be pulling too tight. Then you start to get cutting in there. That's also uncomfortable. 2 anchors at the top, okay? Again, halving the tape, right? I crossed over by half. If you get less than half, sometimes the tape, when they start moving around, the tape will start to separate, okay? And like Scott said, that's where you get blisters, or it's just not effective, okay? Then 1 anchor on the bottom of the foot. You want to find the base of the 5th metatarsal, okay? And you're going around that. So the base of the 5th will be around the middle of the tape here, okay? That's where it is there. And just around the foot. That one as well, don't do tight. If you find that you're getting it too tight, or people are complaining about it being too tight there, you can splay the foot and then lay it down, just gently. It's just an anchor, okay?
So usually when you start, that's not a bad idea, because 9 times out of 10, the biggest complaint for a new taper is that part of your foot gets squeezed, right?
Yeah.
You know, so your foot ultimately will flare when you stand up. So put it on very loose, but put it on loose in conjunction with sort of flaring it with your leg or your hip.
Yeah, and you can see now like it's kind of wrinkling a little bit, but that's okay because when he stands up, it's going to fill in that space, okay? Then you're going to start with your stirrups. So stirrups, you want to have 3 stirrups. No matter how you're doing the tape job, have 3 stirrups. The first one, we're protecting for an inversion sprain, right? So we want to pull into eversion. Does that make sense? So here, you want to have the tape half on the back half of the ankle, okay, of the medial malleolus. You guys can come see it. So basically, I'm just covering the back half, okay? So the tape is here, like the top of the tape is right there, okay? When you bring your stirrups around, you're coming on the fat pad of the heel. Most people come up too high. You want to be moving the heel. Inversion, eversion happens at the calcaneus, right? So that's why you want to be on the fat pad. This is a key part. When you tear the tape there, pull up here. So you're pulling into eversion, okay? Then cover that up. Anchor by half so it holds it down, okay? Next one, you're making a fan on the medial side with your stirrups, okay? So the next one, I'm starting just below the other one. You're still crossing at the same spot on the heel, okay? On the fat pad of the calcaneus and coming up here. On this side, it doesn't matter where it goes. If it doesn't fan, that's okay. Just let the tape go where it goes so you don't cause wrinkles, right? Again, pull up and you get a bit of a flare there, but not as much on the medial as on the medial side. And again, you're moving down, crossing by half, okay? Next one's gonna flare up. So it's on the other side of the middle one, okay? And then you're coming down, crossing again, same spot on the fat pad of the calcaneus, and coming up, lay it down there, okay? And again, crossing. You can see now I'm getting to the fatter part of the ankle, so I'm angling the tape downwards so that when I come around, it's going to meet itself. Yeah. Close those off to get down to the ankle. As you get to the malleoli, you're going to start, this will be my last one, malleoli. You're going to start basket weaving and horseshoes, okay? So you're, again, halving the stirrups on the calcaneus. You're going forward on the foot, halving it there, okay? Half there, and then another layer down. This is your basket weave, right? Do you guys get that? Like you're weaving it? Okay. Do one more half. These ones down here are not so much functional, but close off windows really well. So when you're doing your figure eights, you don't have to worry about covering everything up, okay? So those ones are just doing until you get, oh, I got wrinkles there, that's okay. Until you cover up the whole foot, okay? Now you're gonna get into your figure eights and heel locks. There's a lot of different ways to do this. Like I said, you can do whatever, if you already know a way, do your comfortable way. But we wanna make sure, I'm gonna go through them. You wanna make sure you have at least 2 figure eights and 4 heel locks total, 2 on each side, okay? If you have more than that, great. The whole thing that I'm gonna go through, I'm only doing twice. You can do it 3 times. This is Courtney's way of doing it. She does it 3 times, okay? I'm only gonna show you twice because my way I only do twice. Yep. Oh, question. Okay, so you're starting generally on the navicular, medial side, okay? Lay it down there. You're doing a figure eight first, okay? So around the foot, around the front of the ankle, and around the ankle, okay? Then you're coming down to cross the fat pad, okay? When you're coming around the ankle, stay above the malleoli. When you get on the malleoli, that's when you get some wrinkles, okay? Coming down, you're gonna cross on the fat pad of the calcaneus, and you're heel locking up on the lateral side, okay? Then coming around the back, so I'm over the Achilles tendon back here. Coming around the foot, again, crossing at the Achilles tendon, so I'm basically making an X on the back, if you can imagine that, yeah? And then coming down to heel lock on the medial side, okay? And then coming around the foot here, and break it there. That's one. I forced it here. That's one, okay? Then I'm gonna do one more of those. So again, you're doing your figure eight first, so go around the foot, around the ankle, come down, cross the fat pad, heel lock up, come around. This is not my way of doing it. And then cross at the Achilles, come down that way, and up here. And break it there, okay? Then when you're done that, you want to close off the ends, right? See how the ends are there? So do for sure your 2 anchors at the top, again, to cover up. If you want to close off more, I usually do 3 at the end because sometimes there's still ends there, just to make it look a little more nicer, okay? So then you always want to check, like, can you go into plantar flexion? Not as much as before, right? Can you go into inversion? Not as much as before, right? You always